Al's here. Already.
Yo,
What up, Al?
how you
Um,
doing?
yeah. I am still sick. I already explained this to Landon, but it's worse than yesterday. So I'm gonna do my best, but if I if I go silent for like 20 seconds at a time, it's because I'm blowing my nose probably. And I apologize in advance if I'm a little sniffly, but because I am, but I'll be okay.
I just got home and I'm eating dinner, so I'll
Yeah.
be quiet for the first bit.
Yeah. Lennon had to work extra today, so neither of us had very good days. But anyway, we're gonna get to it. So what we're gonna do is we decided this like off camera last time. I'll show you where we are on the flow once we load. So we're back in the hospital room before the three choices. Basically, what we need to do in order to get this ending right here, which is the last ending we need before the true ending, we need to go through this this row and this row as well. So we're just gonna go ahead and get this one out of the way, just so that, we can have it done for the sake of 100% completion. So we're just gonna like do this, and then once we get to here, we're just gonna load back up to back at the beginning of the game with the first choice and go through the other door instead of the one we chose. So that's what's going down. I'm gonna go ahead and crack open this cold one. And by cold one, I mean can of Monster because I'm very tired. Alright. So, yeah, we're back in the hospital room. Ace just fucking injected himself with anesthetic, and that's where we are. He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste,
Sacrifice.
right?
Like you even mean that.
You say something?
No, nothing.
It felt wrong, but he had to agree.
Why can all visual novel NPCs hear the inner thoughts of the PC?
Yeah, why is that just a thing? Then suddenly Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide.
So, remind me which door it is takes us to this way. Is it door 3?
Three.
Yeah, door 3.
Yeah, door
Okay.
3.
Okay.
You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
That's
Got
fair.
it. You're 8. You're next, 7. Which one do you want?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say?
They're like, he's probably older than she is. Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step forward, toward 7, excuse me,
He's at least as old as her.
at least. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Me? I didn't say nothing.
Wasn't me.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
Excuse me. She shot him a glare that would have melted steel, then turned and stalked off.
All right, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
At last. Junpei's mind was already made up. Door 3?
I want to go through door number 3.
Nope, you can't.
Oh, fuck you.
Huh? Why?
Because it's impossible. If we split ourselves into 3 and 3, then we give up on going through door 3.
Why?
Why?
Bracelet numbers for the 6 of us are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 2 combinations that can go through door 3 with 3 people. 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8. That's it. Of course, 2 teams can't go through the same door.
I see. That means one team would get left behind.
Yeah.
That's right.
That doesn't happen if we go through door 7 or 8?
No, they're fine. We've got 3 options.
Santa began to explain.
Option A, have 3, 5, and 8 go through door 7, and 4, 6, 7 go through door 8. Option B, 4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
He's really good at math on the fly.
Option C, 3, 6, and 7
He's
go
reading
through
the
7,
script.
and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. Those are the only 3 options.
I mean,
That's it.
so are we, basically.
At least if we want to get all 6 of us out of here.
Yeah, but we're not actors.
True.
Wait.
That was when Junpei realized. Plan A divides into 2 teams. 3, 5, 8, and 4, 6, 7. Yeah, that's what he said. Plan B divides into 2 teams. 4, 5, 7, and 3, 6, 8. Plan C divides into 2 teams. 3, 6, 7, and 4, 5, 8.
But that means
There was one thing they all had in common.
5 and 6 can never be on the same team.
No,
If
we knew
want
this
all
already,
6
though.
of us to go through a door, then June and I can't go into the same one.
June and Junpei had been friends when they were kids. He trusted her more than anyone else on the ship. If he chose 7 or 8, he'd be taken away from her. Was that something he was prepared to do?
No.
Have you mulled it over enough, or do you need more time? Anyway, that's the deal, so think it over. You've got 2 choices, 7 or 8. You can't choose 3. If you choose
3,
3,
please.
you're leaving 3 people behind to die.
They're not gonna die, though.
So what are you gonna do? 7 or 8? Time to choose.
3, please.
Junpei thought hard. After thinking it over, his conclusion was... well, I guess we
3,
gotta...
please.
We gotta assert ourselves and say door
Sorry,
3.
Santa.
Yeah.
But I still want to go through door 3.
What? That's nuts! You've got to be crazy!
You're not gonna die. Calm down.
Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door?
Actually, they will.
I'm just...
Oh.
Because if you watch the flow path, this one takes you down.
Oh, yeah, right. That takes us down this one, where they just...
Yeah.
They all die anyway, so...
It's an auto submarine.
It's... Yeah, true. So...
Yeah. But we're not going to let them die because we're not going to get to the ending.
Yeah, exactly. Junpei paused. He swallowed the words he'd been about to say.
I'm just curious about door 3. That's all.
That doesn't explain shit!
I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me.
With that, he began walking toward the door. Al said, "Yay, no death." Their curiosity likely getting the better of them, the others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself that wouldn't matter. He kept walking and kept silent. Eventually, they arrived at the number 3 door. Junpei stopped.
I'm curious about the red. 7, would you mind authenticating for me?
Why?
Please, just do it.
He stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner.
Happy?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
The number 7 has been entered into the red.
Next is June. Please touch the red just like 7 did.
Jumpy, what are you trying to figure out?
Ah, yep. I think
Junpei thought about his answer for a moment.
I might have found another way out.
What?
What?
Really?
That got them excited. Just as Junpei had intended.
Now please, June.
Oh, okay.
With those 2 numbers in the red, Junpei had what he wanted. He casually placed his own hand on the scanner, and the 3rd asterisk blinked on. 4 + 5 = 9.
All right. The only people who haven't authenticated now are Santa, Clover, and Lotus.
So, what's your point?
You don't get it. Think about it.
Huh?
What's the sum of your number and Clover's?
12.
And what's the digital root of that?
3.
Which is Santa's number. By the way, Lotus, what's the number that's currently in the red?
7 plus 6 plus 5 equals 18. It would be 9, right?
Yes, and what will the digital root be if you add 3 to that?
3. The door's number.
There you go.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you up to?
I'm not up to anything. I'm just waiting.
Damn.
Waiting for what?
It's kind of demanding.
I'm waiting for the balance to shift.
Whoa.
Santa, or Lotus and Clover. Once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice. So I'm waiting.
Damn, Junpei's kind of an asshole in this route. Junpei laid his hand almost casually on the lever.
You son of a bitch! You tricked us! And all that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit!
Bullshit.
What?
Huh. I don't think so. Didn't I tell you I'd figured out another way to get out of here? This is it.
Why the hell would you do something like this?
Junpei glanced at June.
Jumpy.
You did this just so you could go through the same door as June. That's it?
Santa was furious. His face was red and flecks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke. Gross. Junpei closed his eyes calmly and then opened them again.
So, who's it going to be? Santa? Or Lotus and Clover?
Shit!
Let's go, Clover.
Fuck Santa. Well, I was about to call Santa a murderer, but Clover is also a murderer in another route, so... Lotus leapt forward. She grabbed Clover by the sleeve and ran for Junpei in the door.
Fuck!
Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot forward like a bullet from a gun. Lotus had a head start, but Santa had the advantage in size and speed.
Santa actually didn't kill anyone in the coffin ending.
That's true. He threatened to, though.
Yeah,
Almost immediately, he passed Lotus and Clover.
No, wait!
but he's not a murderer,
Santa did not...
as we know, as far as we know.
Yeah. He slammed his hand down on the red.
This is insane! This isn't right!
He glared at Junpei, his chest heaving.
Yeah, well, you may be right,
Junpei's voice was cold, but not without effort.
but
And I might be crazy.
He turned to the red and pulled the lever. With the sound of the metal on metal, the door opened. It would only remain so for 9 seconds. There was no time to think.
Go.
Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped to the door's gaping mouth, one after another.
Gaping.
No sooner did they enter than an all too familiar noise sounded from their left wrists. The detonators had activated. Junpei looked back only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door.
No.
We'll be back, don't worry. They stood still, stopped where they had been when Santa reached the red. The defeat and desperation on their faces tore at Junpei's heart. Then the door closed, and they were gone.
Actually, technically, we won't be back.
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
Because we're going down the route with door number 2.
Yeah, actually.
Because, yeah. So, no, we won't be back.
Did? You leave them out there, and they can't...
Shut it! That's enough!
It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but Seven.
We gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter!
The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance of survival. Unless they could find it and deactivated their detonators, the 4 of them would be...
We got less than a minute left! No time for screwing around! Get moving!
Damn it! You and I are not done yet, bastard!
They scattered and began to scour the room. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found.
Where the hell is it?
Corridors stretched out in 3 directions, but every one was blocked off by a wall of metal. There was only one way out. One other door.
No way out.
Seven ran for the door, a rusty iron thing. His large hands grabbed hold of the handle and pulled.
pitch dark inside.
Can't see a thing.
Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked around the room.
No, wait.
Almost immediately, he spotted the blinking red light on the right
I
wall.
found it. The dead's right over here.
He stepped into the room.
Ugh,
Whoa.
what? The floor's slippery.
He stopped and glanced down at his feet. What was...
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
There's something.
Get over there!
This is probably like the most intense, dead
Yeah,
activation.
what the fuck?
Junpei felt Seven's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. Ah, here we are. The other three piled in behind him. They all felt immediately that something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say so.
Quick! Get to the dead!
They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was the tiny red light blinking at them over and over and over.
There it
Ooh.
is.
In quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel. Seven leaned against the wall, gulping air. As his breathing began to return to normal, he glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
It stopped. It stopped.
Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the larger man's face.
I don't think I'll ever get used to doing this.
Are you gonna say that every time?
Yep, every time.
The sound of retching came from Santa's direction.
What the hell is this smell? This is vile. I'm gonna puke.
So desperate had they been in their race to the dead that no one had noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench, like burnt and rotten meat. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took.
Oh, you're right. Oh, this is...
He felt his stomach clench and bile rise up in his throat.
Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here.
The light that spilled in from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, Seven walked toward it. Oh, that sloshing sound. He stopped as he got close and extended his fingers toward the switch.
Okay, guys, I'm flipping it on.
There was a soft click as the lights came on. Just as the light turned on, June took in a short breath and... A dead body, ladies and gentlemen. Wowzers. A scream echoes through the room. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him.
What?
Hey. Oh, this is...
What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh, torn from the body, sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried.
Weezneek.
Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even as they dried to it.
Looks like an explosion.
God, that
There's vomit on my sweater already.
that description is so hype. Seven's voice was low and strained.
Just like the knife man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gun.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
It's definitely an open fracture.
It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to shatter the display, which lay on the ground in pieces.
The face is the worst.
Yeah.
I don't
can't
remember
even
that
tell
being
who
a
it is.
thing with the Ninth Man.
Half of his head had simply collapsed. The blood coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray slacks.
But the clothes are...
They were all familiar to Junpei.
Is that Snake?
No.
No.
Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry.
Oh my god.
Finally, Junpei spoke.
Why did this happen?
Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream, full of insanity, and not entirely human.
No! No! No!
She shook her head violently and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Junpei could hear the sound of hair tearing.
Stop! Calm down.
He grabbed for her wrist.
Hey!
But as he did, June leapt up and ran toward the exit.
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here!
She screamed at the door, and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles.
Why are you
Junpei,
doing
calm
this
down.
horrible
Or
thing?
June, calm
What
down.
did we do to deserve this?
June.
She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fists flailed against the door.
Get me out of here! Please! Please! Just let me out!
June.
Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arm around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door.
Calm down.
No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Please, calm down.
She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had begun, it was over. The manic energy disappeared, and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. June collapsed toward the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. Poor June. Her shoulders shook, and great hot tears rolled down her face like rain.
We're gonna be fine.
She doesn't even know who that is.
It's going to be okay.
But as far as they know, it's Snake.
Hmm.
Her name was a whisper.
I'll be here with you, okay?
She nodded once.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. His face was so close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic.
Do you feel better?
Yes. But I'd like to stay here. For a little while, at least. Jumpy's body is so warm.
Several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. Junpei stood up. He bent down, put his arms under June's, and helped her up to her feet. They didn't speak. Neither did Seven nor Santa. A person was dead. They had died in that room in a terrible way. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them can forget it, but mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead.
We better get to it.
Oh boy! Seek a way out.
Yeah, everyone's favorite escape room.
Yay. Alright, I'm gonna take a second to blow my nose. Gameplay time. Alright, so we have... Yeesh. They came in through that door. That's fucked up. LR. Those letters written in blood. LLR? Oh, there's a third L. I didn't even notice that. Then who could have done this? Oh, that's true. What if the cast from the Ace Attorney series played the Nonary game?
Which 9 specific people?
Well, it's got to be Phoenix, Maya, Edgeworth, Pearl, Gumshoe, Apollo, Athena, and then...
There's Larry.
Yeah, Larry. Larry and Trucy?
Trucy.
Probably
yeah.
Trucy.
Well, between Edgeworth and...
Good old Larry.
Let's see. I would say between... Yeah, if Edgeworth is there, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Most of the characters are kind of dumb as rocks, but if Edgeworth's there, they should be fine.
Yeah. Unless he ends up like Snake.
That's true. Yeah, thrown into a coffin.
What's in here? Oh. Hello.
Ew.
There's a piece of paper tied to this pipe with a wire. Drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Okay. We'll leave that alone for a minute. That's a temperature, it looks, or thermometer. It's screwed to the wall. Alright. It's weird how the stall doors don't go all the way up. Oh, fuck yeah. Toilet paper. Oh, hello. Interesting. It's toilet paper with some kind of red symbols on it.
Weird.
So Larry would definitely be the 9th man, right? Like, he would try to go on his own and then get fucking killed.
Yeah. 100%.
Alright. What's in here? Luminol. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, we know what that is.
Hell yeah. Ah, fuck yeah. A shitting bucket. Oh boy. Novel section. Junpei reached for the broom, and as he grabbed it, he heard a soft voice from behind him. It was
The
June.
rabbit hutch.
What?
Huh?
He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a smile on her face.
Oh, you just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean.
How did I remind you of something like that?
Jumpy and the broom. You're always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch.
I was.
Don't you remember?
Junpei stared at the broom in his hand.
You mean
He didn't know what
you
the
don't
fuck she was
remember
talking
that summer
about.
Either?
She looked very sad. Oh no.
How
Of
dare.
course I remember.
He shook his head.
How could I forget something like that? It was terrible.
They were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea why until he looked behind her into the rabbit hutch. The first thing he saw was blood. The hutch was filled with the dead bodies of the rabbits. Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop crying.
I just kept crying and crying until you came over. You held my hand, and you looked very serious, and you said, "Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this." After you told me that, I finally stopped crying.
Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. You told me we were gonna catch the killer together.
June smiled.
think-
Huh?
Do you think Zero was the rabbit killer?
June smiled, and a little of the flush of life returned to her cheeks.
Then we decided that we'd ambush them.
Yeah, I remember.
The school also kept roosters and guinea pigs. What kind of fucking school is this? Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. They would ambush the killer at night. Junpei and June hid behind the hutch at dusk and waited. It was a warm summer night. The quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. Hey, what are you kids doing here? School's over, you sillies! The star... As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky. And June's... Akane Kuroshiki's face. That night was something Junpei knew he would never forget as long as he lived.
But the murderer never showed up. We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up.
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either.
That's true.
I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
He'd felt the same way, but it was good to hear her say it.
Although, you know, if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle.
What do you mean?
You were 12. She looked up at him, confused.
Well, come on, we were just kids. If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something. I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried. Because you were there with me.
Aw. She blushed furiously.
Well, you know, no one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to change the subject.
I was the only one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah, well, boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals, you know?
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
If it wasn't the rabbits, they were gonna make me do something else. You know how that school was. I figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right? Somebody who wasn't gonna tell on me if I felt like blowing it off.
Really? That's why you volunteered?
Wow. Very shallow, Junpei.
Yeah, it is.
Junpei's a shitty person.
He nodded quickly and much too earnestly and then quickly looked away in something very important.
Really?
Of course.
That hadn't been the reason, of course. He had asked to take care of the rabbit so that he could be near June. But it had been so long ago, he couldn't bring himself to tell her how he'd felt back then. It would be embarrassing. He took a quick breath to clear his head, tossed the broom up, and then snatched it out of the air.
Well, we don't really have time to be walking down memory lane like this, you know? We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Yes. I'm gonna look over there.
June nodded curtly, and then turned and walked away.
I should get back to it myself. That's right.
Good.
The pool of blood.
Yeah. Gross. Junpei turned around and looked at the room. At Snake's body.
Alleged body.
Chunks of flesh and organs still lay on the floor.
Going on and on. about
Alleged
times
flesh
where
and
it's
organs.
What were we doing?
It's definitely a corpse, Landon.
Well, maybe it was because we're in this mess.
Might not be Snake's corpse, but, you know. Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the furthest thing from death that it could find. Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead before
I have
him.
to survive, no matter the cost. I need to make sure she gets out too.
As he stared at the clumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think of was how much he wanted to live. Cool.
Broom.
Broom. Alright, give me another second.
1.
A thick pipe that stretches across the floor. Cool. Oh, fuck yeah. A turlet. Blue! Why would you reach in and touch it?
Spray it.
Hot water.
Al says that was a long second.
Don't give me your shit, Al. Alright, I think we need to fill the bucket up with hot water.
Hot
and
water.
Pour it in.
Hot water.
Hot water. Hot water. Boo boo doo boo doo boo. Boo boo doo doo boo doo doo boo doo doo. Bucket filled with hot water. Anyway. Pour that bitch in. Okay. Fucking do it then. What am I doing wrong? If I flush the hot If I flush the hot water from the bucket, that should clean it up. Are we missing something? Oh, we gotta put it in the back. Duh.
Yeah, you have to flush it.
Where is the... Huh. Sorry, give me a few seconds.
Put the tank in the middle of the toilet and use the bucket and the hot water in the tank. Get the screwdriver from the toilet tank. Step back and flush the toilet. So there should be a screwdriver in the tank.
And it was worse when I was at work. Oh. 185 equals...
Okay, but there should be a screwdriver in the tank.
Sweet. Alright.
Hey, Junpei,
What's up?
you know why thermometers only go up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit?
No. Junpei answered without taking his eyes off the screw.
No, I can't say I ever thought about that.
At 107 degrees, the cells in the human body start to die, and the organs begin to shut down. The proteins in your cells start to harden.
Damn.
It's
Neat.
like when you hard boil an egg. Even if you cool it down afterwards, it won't go back to being a raw egg. In other words, it's dead. That's why thermometers don't go past 107. There's no point.
Why had Santa brought that up, Junpei wondered.
Oh yeah?
He continued to work at the screw.
But it's pretty rare for a fever to get that high. Even viruses and stuff don't usually drive the body temperature up to 107. Of course, there are other external things that could.
Like what?
Well,
A
let's
gun.
something like getting locked in a sauna,
True.
or getting thrown into an incinerator and burnt to death.
True.
Or
Yeah, I guess that
jumping
would get a
at
little
the
hotter
sun.
than 107 degrees Fahrenheit.
Junpei gave a short, barking laugh. A moment later, the screw fell off. With a small tug, Junpei pulled the thermometer from the wall.
All right, I got it.
He looked up and saw Santa glaring back at a He looked up and saw Santa glaring at a blank section of wall.
Huh? What's up?
What?
Nothing. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
What, is that how your sister died? Santa spun around and walked off, away from Junpei.
What was that all about?
Being thrown at the sun.
Yeah, but as Junpei watched him go, he didn't look angry. He looked very, very sad. Thermometer. Cool. Huh.
Neat.
What if we... It opened. What's this?
It's a
957 plus.
185 equals.
Ah.
How dare they make us do math?
What was it again?
957.
957. 1142 with a digital... Oh. Oh, I see. So, we know the combination, but we gotta do more first.
Hey, we got stuff that we can spray, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we spray the blood there?
Yeah.
Neat.
What did that do? Okay, I've sprayed the luminol on the wall. Okay. LLR. Oh. Does it have something to do with this? No, maybe not. Well,
There, the exploded body.
we
Where's
probably
the
need.
light switches next to the letter? There should be a light switch next to the letter.
Oh.
Turn back.
LLRLRL.
Mm.
Okay. Left, left, right, left, right, left. Left, left, right, left, right, left.
Also, combine the toilet paper and the broom. And then search. Yeah.
634 plus.
So, 634 plus 957 plus 185. But I think there's still other things we need to pick up.
Well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay.
684? Was it?
634.
634. Jesus. Plus 957
957.
plus 185.
Yeah.
17. America!
America.
With a digital root of 3.
Just remember America. Okay. I guess that thing. I want that thing. Give me that thing.
Ah, the blue key card.
Give me.
Swipe that bitch. Alright. Okay. Now we probably need another one.
Dude, we search all of the tanks or all the toilet stalls.
Let's open that shit up. Oh, there's the other one. The red key card.
Easy peasy.
That one was just right there in the open. Oh.
Oh, slide the blue card.
Sorry, I just had a violent sneeze.
How dare you, Jack?
Ugh. I feel like shit. Cool.
Now type in America.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, man. Ding, ding, ding.
America!
Hell yeah.
We did it.
You found it. Outside of the shower room was a hallway that extended off to the left and right.
There's a large iron door at the end.
Let's take a look.
In a book.
They'd moved a few
Reading
steps toward the door when
rainbow.
Junpei heard the sound of metal on metal.
Huh?
They turned around. Seven was doing something to the door of the shower
What are
room.
you doing, Seven?
Well, I figure maybe we might want to come back here sometime. So, I stuck the broom in there to keep the door from shutting. All right, let's go.
With that, he stood up and began walking down the hallway. He brushed past Junpei and kept going. After a moment, the rest of them followed him. Before long, they found themselves in the large iron door. They had only been there for a moment when June spoke up.
Jumpy, look!
What? He turned. There, on the right side of the hallway, was a piece of paper attached to the wall. Is it a
What's up?
map?
What's
It's a
that on
gun.
the wall there?
Oh, I think it's...
Junpei ran over and peeled it off. Here is the
The
map.
ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the
Says
map
cock
for this
deck.
floor then.
Cock dick.
We'll have time to study it later. Let's keep going for now.
Junpei folded up the map and stuffed it into his pocket. Back at the door, 4 of them lined up in front of it. Santa stepped forward. He grabbed hold of the door and then turned to look back at the rest of them.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
It's probably going to be another escape room. Oh no, that's the only one. Huh. Alright.
We'll just go until we
Go until we get to the
part.
next escape room.
Yeah.
Santa nodded back and they threw the door open. All 4 of them leapt through.
What the?
You're shitting me.
It took only a moment for them to realize where they were.
We're back.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Santa's back.
Tell a friend.
We're here.
It was a large hospital room, filled with countless beds. Lotus and Clover looked up as they entered. Ace was there as well, although he looked as though he had only just woken up.
Clover! Lotus! And Ace! I'm glad you're all okay.
Oh boy. Now we
Of
get
course
to
they're okay.
Now we get to tell Clover that her brother is dead.
Hey, guess what,
Lotus?
Clover?
What are you...
The moment they spotted Junpei, Lotus and Clover headed straight for him. As she neared him, Lotus drew back her hand and slapped him open-palmed across the face. Yeah, that's fair.
How could you do this to us?
Do what?
Her face was furious. She grabbed Junpei by the collar and shook him violently. Clover didn't touch him, but the hate in her eyes was no less potent. It was Seven who stopped them.
Knock it off. We got bigger shit to worry about right now.
His deep voice echoed across the massive room. Lotus glared at Seven, but let Junpei go after one last vicious shake.
What?
Go have a look. I stuck the screwdriver in the door. That door over there, the one without a number. As long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there. There's a shower room past there. I stuck a broom at the door there too. Anyway, go take a look.
Then you're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?
Yep.
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
Wait, what the hell is in there?
You
Have
don't
fun.
know when you see it.
Take Clover with you.
Not Clover. Don't take Clover.
Fine.
Only
let's
take
go.
Clover.
Don't take Clover.
No, take Clover.
No.
Why?
Lotus and Clover looked for one another for a Oh yeah, she'll know right away that it's not her brother, won't she?
Yeah. She'll notice the left arm.
Yeah. Unless she, like, sees his face, well, quote-unquote face, first, and then, like, turns away immediately before taking a look at his arm.
They didn't describe a face.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they did. They said it looked like pizza, like raw pizza dough covered in
Oh,
tomato
right.
sauce,
That's right.
which is gruesome. Lotus and Clover looked at one another for a moment, then nodded and stepped through the door. By then, Ace had made his way to them, moving with the stiff, shuffling steps of someone who had only just awoken from a lengthy slumber.
My goodness.
What's
I
up,
know I
Ace?
said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Ace shook his head weakly.
Should I go as well?
Yeah.
Seven nodded.
Very well.
Ace followed Lotus and Clover with his stiff, tired gait. The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl. It sounded like the noise a ghost would make. No matter how many times he heard it, he never got used to it. Every time it put him on edge. It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living human should. It was Clover. She sat on the edge of the bed, her head drooping listlessly onto her chest. Her eyes were blank and stared across the room at nothing. Her breathing was slow and mechanical. Aside from the rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. Junpei felt as if even a nudge might cause her to shatter into 1,000 pieces.
Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the Ninth Man was.
Seven lowered his voice, likely in an effort to keep Clover from hearing what he had to say. There were 4 other people in the room with Junpei and Seven. Ace, Santa, June, and Lotus. You know, I'm kind of curious, like, how where we are right now leads to us going through door 2. You know?
Well, that's why we continue the novel section.
I know. I'm just curious.
But we just picked up that blue key card, which I think was the Jupiter door, which I think lets us get to the 2 door. Like, it's down at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah. But let's continue.
Seven looked at each one of them in turn and continued.
It's pretty straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3. Then they shoved him into it, alone, and waited 9 seconds for the door to shut. Once that door shut, it was all over for Snake. But he didn't give up. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he probably ran into the shower room looking for the dead. It was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose. Unfortunately, it didn't work. The detonator is only deactivated if everybody who authenticated when they went in uses the dead. Snake was the only one who went through the door. And then, 81 seconds after he was shoved in, that happened.
I see. So that's what you meant by killers, huh? You need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake. It wouldn't open for Snake and a single killer.
Yeah. That means we're looking at multiple perps here.
Junpei crossed his arms and grunted.
Well, just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed?
When we all split up to look for the parts for the Reds, I think. Right after that was when we noticed he was gone.
Then that means none of us have alibis. We were all off searching the rooms we'd been assigned, looking for those parts.
Yeah. That means anybody could be a killer.
Well, not anybody.
Wait a minute.
Clover's
What
the
are you
killer.
talking about?
Clover killed her own brother. June seemed shocked.
How can you say that so casually?
I mean,
You're implying that one of us is a killer.
no, he's implying that 2 of us is a killer. Didn't I say this already? I'm getting deja vu.
If I'm right,
Yeah.
then at least 2 of us are murderers.
Why don't you calm down a bit, Seven? What are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants, you know?
What Zero wants?
Exactly. This game was set up by Zero, wasn't it? Any game has a winner and loser. Whoever makes it through door 9 is a
I mean, there
winner,
are some Mario
and
Party
those
games
who
where all 4
don't
people can
are the
win.
losers. Zero is trying to make us fight against one another for that victory.
Then you're saying that Zero is trying to split us up by making us fight each other?
Yes. That is why we can't let ourselves fall prey to suspicion. We have to trust one another and form a strong bond of friendship. Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations.
Then does that mean that the person who killed Snake...
Yes. Almost certainly Zero himself. If there's anyone we should doubt, it should be Zero. He masterminded this game and kidnapped all of us. Doesn't it seem reasonable that he would have killed Snake as well?
Okay, Zero.
Good question.
Ace is 50, I just looked up.
If Zero killed
Junpei
Snake,
hadn't really
then
considered
Zero is
that.
on the ship with us.
Junpei, Was Zero still on the ship with them? Oh. Well, I can't look at the flow.
It doesn't do anything.
He wasn't sure.
Something's still strange.
What was that?
Well, I'm just wondering about one thing.
And what's that?
How can you be so sure that Zero's on this ship?
Ace's eyebrows shot up.
Really, Junpei? I confess I'm a little disappointed. Usually you're rather sharp.
Oh no, I
Isn't
don't want
it
to
obvious?
disappoint
Is he?
Ace.
Wait,
Is he usually that sharp?
This
I
ship...
don't think he is.
huh?
Zero said, this ship, several times when he addressed us.
True. I still hate that voice filter. Yeah, can we replace his voice with the what's his name
Raru.
from Ocarina of Time?
Raru.
If
The
he weren't here,
was that his name? The
he
Sage of
wouldn't
Light?
say this ship.
Yeah,
would
he was the Sage of Light, yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be saying something like, that ship, or the ship.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Alice's Raru hype. Ace's explanation made perfect sense. Junpei felt a little foolish that he hadn't seen it himself. Still,
the question.
it was one of no small importance.
If Zero's on the ship, where is he?
He's one of us.
Suddenly, everyone went very quiet. The silence was cold and clammy, and Junpei could feel it crawling across his back and around his throat. Again, he heard the ghosting, moaning noise, and moments later, a person who looked more like a ghost than human appeared. It was Clover. She looked at the floor as she spoke, and her voice was a cold monotone.
I think Zero is one of us.
Duh!
Dun dun. It's June.
Every human body in the room froze. The only sound was the muffled rustling of breath. Eyes darted from face to face. One of those faces was the face of their jailer. But who? Was he one of them? It doesn't matter, right?
No.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Isn't this ship going to sink in a few hours? If Zero was here with us, he'd be putting himself in danger. Why the hell would he do something like that? There's no
Yeah,
motive.
Trader, why the hell would he do something like that?
Clover looked up at Junpei and her face fell.
You don't believe me.
No, man.
You're just disappointing everyone.
I made the right choices the first time around. I'm just clicking the second choices for the new dialogue. Her eyes were so pitiful. The moment Junpei's met them, he felt his heart tighten. He didn't think what he said was wrong, but perhaps the way he'd said it had been. He'd been too insensitive. Clover had just lost her brother. His death would have been bad enough, but she'd also seen the blasted wreck of his body. Junpei barely knew him, and the sight had been enough to make him sick. What Clover had felt, he couldn't begin to imagine. In the mental state she must have been in, it was understandable she would look at those around her with suspicion. She felt everyone was against her. The least Junpei could have done was try to understand what she was feeling. He felt ashamed of what he'd said. Perhaps, he thought, I should apologize. But before that apology could begin...
Clover,
Clover, I understand what you're feeling. You don't feel that you can trust any of us.
Ace had beaten Junpei to the punch. As he spoke to Clover, his face was calm and friendly.
But you have to understand. The more we distrust one another, the further we fall into our true foe's trap. Zero was the one who did those horrible things to your brother. Do you want to let yourself be manipulated by someone who would do such a horrible thing?
Yeah.
Clover
Still
didn't
nice.
answer.
Get manipulated.
She didn't even look at Ace. The whole time, her eyes were on Junpei. Wow, rude. He could feel Clover's eyes boring into him. They were the color of a deep winter lake. Junpei saw no suspicion in them, only sadness. Then, in that horrible silence... Ding dong! They heard a bell begin to ring. It was the clock at the central staircase.
It's 3 in the morning.
That means we have 3 hours left.
Fuck.
Then we need to move now. 7. Clover. I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's important we trust one another, don't you?
7 and Clover remained silent. Their eyes were looking at something somewhere else, very far away.
We must
Besides,
go.
that's something
We
that
have very
Zero
little
would
time
say.
left.
Ace's words put their feet to moving. They all knew where they were going.
Our next destination is Mercury. Here we go.
They stood in front of the elevators next to the stairs that led to the casino and the kitchen. Between the 2 elevators was a card reader with the Mercury symbol engraved on it. Junpei stood in front of it with the Mercury key card.
Oh, that's the...
Yeah, I found it in the shower room.
Oh, I see. It's got the Mercury symbol.
He took a deep breath and slid the card through the reader. It made a small beep and the lights on the reader blinked to life.
Now we can go.
7 people, including Junpei, climbed in onto the elevator.
That's too many people.
Looks like there's only 2 floor buttons working.
C and bottom.
The rest were destroyed or did nothing when pushed.
Time to head down then.
Junpei hit the bottom button. The door closed. Slowly, they began to move downward. Sometime later, all 7 of them stepped off the elevator and onto the bottom deck. They stepped off. They stepped off and saw that the hallway to their right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end. But not a regular dead end. There was a 2.
This is a numbered door.
Yeah, no shit.
No
Next
shit.
door 2.
Immediately, they began to discuss who would go through it.
So who should go through the door this time?
We don't need to be discussing who we're leaving behind this time.
7, Lotus, and us.
Junpei, yeah.
Right. It's set up so we'll be able to meet up again once we get through the numbered doors.
Then there's no need for arguments at this point.
We should figure out who's going in first.
Very well. Would anyone like to volunteer?
I'll do it.
The first to speak up was 7.
I'll go too.
Then I suppose I need to go too then.
Junpei followed suit, which meant Lotus was, by default, the 3rd member. 5 plus 7 plus 8 equals 20. 2 plus 0 equals 2.
All right, we're taking off.
Okay, please be careful.
Jesus. You 2 are acting like you're married, you know that?
Oh,
June blushed. So did Junpei.
Don't be silly. Cut it out.
Perhaps in an attempt to hide his emotions, he quickly turned away to pull the lever on the red. The door opened. As they'd come to expect, there appeared to be a short hallway on the other side.
All right, let's go.
Lotus was the first through the door.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
7 was next, and Junpei brought up the rear.
Where the hell is it this time?
I don't see it!
Oh, there it is. It's right there.
Fortunately, it took them only moments to find the dead. It had been placed just inside the room, right next to the numbered door. They gathered around it and quickly scanned each of their bracelets. Gee, Junpei, are you gonna say that you're never gonna get used to that?
I'm never gonna get used to that.
Yeah, it stopped.
Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Seven and Lotus were breathing hard and fast.
They were beating hard and fast.
Man, I'll never get used to that.
Thanks,
I'm not
Seven.
sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We
Thanks,
should finish
Junpei.
this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
Thanks, Junpei.
Damn right.
All right.
Junpei looked around again. Okay, we've
This
seen all
hallway's
this.
pretty short, but it's got 5 doors. 3 on the left, and only 1 on the right.
Don't forget the last one at the end of the hall.
We can just... well, I guess we haven't technically gone through it all the way yet, so we'll just let the cutscene play out.
But it's got a metal plate over it, so I doubt we're gonna get anywhere that way.
After taking a look around the room itself, Seven spoke.
All right, let's get started. I think we'd probably better split up. You okay with that?
Yes, no problem.
No.
Sure thing.
Then I'll take this first one.
Seven nodded to them and stepped into the room closest to him.
I'll try the one next to it.
At last, Junpei was left alone.
Well, I guess I'd better get started too.
He looked intently at the remaining 3 doors. Alright, now we can go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that entire path was worth it alone for the gruesome description of Snake's dead body.
Wowzers.
It was pretty cool. Alright, so we're gonna go for the safe ending, which is here. So to do that, we need to do all of this shit. So
Yep.
we're gonna go back here.
We gotta go down door 5.
Yep, we get to see the 9th man's dead body now. Even with the specter of death hanging over them, their discussions continued for some time.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
But then what should we do?
We should talk it through.
Oh my god, enough! All we're doing is talking!
Excuse me. Santa threw up his hands, his voice filled with
Talking
irritation.
won't solve anything. It can't help us find our way out of here.
I mean, yeah, it can.
You're really sure you want to just sit around? We've only got 7.5 hours left. We already wasted an hour and a half of our 9 hours.
Everyone here was already on the edge of panic. What Santa told them only made that feeling more intense. No one was willing to argue this time.
You're right.
Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed.
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump.
Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing.
Well, thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works.
Correct.
Oh, hey,
And
Snake.
so long as we all follow the rules, we should.
He's still alive.
We will
Weird.
most likely be all right.
But
But what?
who's going to go in which door?
June looked
We're gonna
toward the
go-
numbered doors.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door.
Then it would seem we will have to split up.
Wait,
Lotus looked terrified.
I'm telling you now, there is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5.
Come on now, don't be selfish.
Call me whatever the hell you want. I'm not going in there.
Old
If I'm
hag.
going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here.
And die?
And we were doing so well.
Ace shook his
What?
head sadly.
Go through the other
I
door.
ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5.
Oh, Santa, not you too.
Hey man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over him, you got another thing coming.
Another think coming?
Another think coming. I think that's how the song goes.
Yeah.
That was the last straw.
What the hell, man?
It's my favorite song by Judas Priest.
Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going? Yeah, so? Doesn't mean I wanted to go into door 5.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Poor Ace. There was an awkward silence. Finally, Seven spoke.
Fine, I'll go into door 5. I can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me?
Sure.
There was another long silence. This time, Snake was the one to break it.
I'll go.
What?
Don't worry. You'll be fine.
I mean, he can't see shit anyway.
We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
How do you know that?
Because I do.
Because he's Zero. Because
That's
I do.
not an answer. If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5.
What am I going
No.
to do with you?
There's nothing you have to do.
Ace stepped forward.
If I join you, the problem
No,
is solved,
I'm Zero,
correct?
actually.
7 is
It
Snake, and
turns
Snake
out
is
we're
2.
all 0.
It turns out everyone except for Junpei is Zero.
And if you add Clover's 4
turns
and
out
my 1,
even
the digital
Junpei
route
is
would be
0.
5.
Damn.
7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14.
Everyone except for the 9th man is Zero.
Yeah.
The digital
He was the
root of
only,
14.
like,
1 plus
actual...
4
Normal
is 5.
person.
Yeah.
Oh, it works perfectly. The 4 of us can go into door 5.
But we want to go through door 5.
Yeah.
What about the other 4? What's their digital route gonna be?
Junpei did a quick mental calculation.
Lotus, Santa, June, and me. Our bracelet numbers are 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, 5. What would our digital route be?
It's fucking 4, baby.
8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5 is 22. So...
We get went with like
2
4.
plus 2 equals
Or not 4, 5.
He
Just to
repeated
fuck
what he
with the game.
determined.
It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital route is 4.
That wasn't our decision, right? Okay, no, it's
No.
not.
Then we can go into door 4.
Yeah. Huh. That worked out well.
So the team assignments will be like this. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. They would go through door 5.
Except that's not going to be the case.
Lotus, Santa, June, and me will go through door 4. Are these really the teams I want? Beyond door
No.
5 is what remains of the 9th man.
Yeah, let's get a good
I
look
wanna
at it.
see that thing again, but something's telling me that it'd be a good idea to examine the corpse, even just a little closer. Of course, if I went through door 5, I wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. I could bring June with me through door 5, but that means she'd have to see the body in there. I don't want to put her through that.
Junpei was
Should I
torn.
stay silent and go through door 4? Or should I
No.
stop them and
Yell.
insist on door 5?
Yeah.
Door 5,
scream.
door 5.
Door 5. Door 5.
As he turned his options over and over in his mind, Ace spoke up.
All right then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
No.
No.
He began to walk toward door
I'm
5.
going through door 5.
No.
We're over there too, right, Snake?
The door's not going anywhere. Slow down.
Yeah, but our time limit is running up.
Which door?
Number 5. Number 5.
Hey, wait.
Junpei's cry echoed across the room. The 4 people walking toward the door stopped and turned back toward him.
I want to go through door 5 too.
The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke up.
What? What are you saying, Jumpy?
I want to go through door 5
Going through
too.
that door? Then I'm going with you.
He turned around to look at her.
No, you can't. I can't take you with me.
Why?
Oh, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that?
Well,
June opened her mouth as if to say something, but instead closed it again and looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest in her clear distress, but the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. Junpei turned away from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions.
Please, let me go into door 5.
7 scratched his head and looked at the young man.
Man, now we're right back where we started. You know that?
Junpei's bracelet is number 5, right?
Yes.
If we are going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us.
So...
Ace, please, take good care of Clover.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
That's fine.
Damn it. But
But Ace.
Ace,
But Ace, our boy.
you really don't get to spend any time with Ace.
I know. But we get to spend time with Snake for once.
Yeah.
You
The
need
only
to
time.
listen to me, Clover. Go to door 4 with the others.
No!
Don't be so selfish.
Snake time. Snake's tone was harsh.
Why?
Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip and did her best to fight them off. Snake's expression softened and he put his arms around Clover. He held her close and whispered into her ear.
You'll be fine.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Just relax.
I'm Zero, don't tell anyone else.
Pull my finger.
It looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words, but whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them. It was, I'm Zero. It's me.
Tell her.
He couldn't help. If I die, kill everyone. He couldn't help but wonder what the other man had said. Snake pulled back from his sister, his eyes kind and inquiring.
Okay, I understand.
Her voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood. Before long, new teams were assembled.
Let's make sure we've got this straight. Those going to door 5 are me, 7, and Snake. 7 plus
Ye-
2 plus 5 equals 14. And the digital root of 14, 1 plus 4, is 5. And those going to door 4 are Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 4 is 22. And the digital root of 22 is 2 plus 2, 4. We're okay with this.
No problems here.
Yes. Let's do it.
All right then.
Seven, Snake, and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. The screen of the red showed 3 asterisks.
The lever's all that's left. Okay. All right then. Let's go.
Junpei glanced around one last time, his hand resting on the lever of the red.
Okay. Please be careful.
We won't.
Concern was written plainly across her face.
We will.
Junpei looked her in the eye and gave what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. Oh boy. With the sharp clack of a lock releasing the door swung open.
And it's open.
Ahead of them in the small hallway were the pitiful remains of the 9th man.
Oh,
That's messed up.
that was the 9th man.
For a moment, Junpei froze. Try as he might, his eyes would not leave the corpse and his feet would not leave the floor. 7, too, seemed paralyzed. Snake,
on,
on the
losers.
other
Let's go.
hand, didn't give a fuck. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following.
Oh.
How can you...
Well, do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was, at most, slightly cocked toward the one shoulder.
Sorry.
Let's go!
Junpei and 7 looked at one another, nodded, and threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrists of all 3 men. Whoa! 7 and Junpei looked down at their bracelets. On both of them, and on Snake's, a red skull had flickered to life.
Damn it! The countdown started!
They had scarcely processed this information when... Boy, that's a lot of blood. When a metallic slam... With a metallic slam, the numbered door behind them swung shut.
Shit, the door!
There's no turning back now. And if we don't manage to find the deactivation device...
Hey, where is the dead?
The fear and urgency in Seven's face reflected what all 3 of them felt.
How the hell should I know?
I'd look
Stay
for it.
calm. Look around you.
Okay, I get it.
Junpei spun around, searching desperately for the dead.
Ah!
He found it easily enough. It was on the wall next to the closed door labeled 5.
Found it! Right here!
As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other two scrambled to follow suit. God, Snake is white.
Yeah, he is.
As soon as
What
they
the
finished, Snake threw the lever down.
He's so pale.
And that's coming from me.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it stopped.
As he spoke, Junpei wiped the sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand.
Goddamn thing's gonna give me a heart attack.
A muscle stood out in Seven's neck, and the corners of his mouth were twitching. Just wanted to look at the flow. Okay, so we did get the key. Cool.
All those keys should be for the safe ending.
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing we need to remember to do is interact with the safe.
Yep.
After we finish the first class escape room.
They could hear the anxious voices, muffled but distinct, from the other side of the door.
Yeah, we're fine. The detonators have been deactivated.
They heard relieved sighs. Even through the door, the three men could feel the tension disperse.
All right, we're moving on. Be careful, okay?
Okay.
Sure thing.
And they're gone.
They heard footsteps moving away, and before long they were all alone again.
Now.
Junpei looked around.
Doesn't look like we can go any further this way.
The hallway ended roughly 20 or 30 feet from where they stood.
Maybe this wall can be moved. Or not. It's not budging.
Hey, there's a door over there.
To the left, however, was a wooden door that looked positively inviting by comparison. Hey, there we go, first class. In the middle of it was a plaque that read first class.
A first-class cabin, huh?
Well, it seems like it.
Let's have a look then, shall we?
Are we not going to look at the ninth man's corpse?
All right then, let's go.
Didn't Junpei say specifically he wanted to do that?
I'm sure we'll be able to look at it when we start the actual escape room.
True. Without hesitation, Snake opened the door and stepped inside. Seven followed closely behind him. Junpei moved to follow them as well, but... He stopped just short of the threshold and looked back, not knowing why. No, I think he knew why.
Look, but...
Lying in the small hallway was a man's body, or at least what was left of it. He'd tried hard to avoid looking at the grisly scene, but it just wouldn't leave his mind.
Oh, it's so horrible. I can't even tell what's what.
What had once been a man's internal organs now looked like so much vomit, as though something had chewed up and spit out the better part of his torso. It was hideous, but worse still, it was cruel. It was hard to believe the thing on the floor had once been human. The black pool of thick blood, the lumps of glistening flesh spread across the floor, the awkward twisted angle of shredded intestines, the head wrenched to some grotesque, unnatural position.
He'd been wearing these.
See?
The man's glasses lay next to his head.
The 9 bracelet doesn't have any damage to it.
Yup.
So
the lenses were cracked and the God damn it. And the frame bent and distorted. And next to the glasses lay a bracelet, the number 9 still displayed on its face.
The bracelet's off. Oh wait, Zero did say.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
The bracelet comes off when you're dead. Oh, but what the hell's the point of getting it off when you end up like this?
Well, take it with you.
Yeah, might as well grab it.
Imagining how it must have happened. This was a human.
Suddenly, Junpei felt his stomach convulse and a knot of muscle gripped his throat.
Oh god. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna puke. Oh, I gotta get out of here.
He clapped his hands over his mouth and ran to the first-class cabin.
Did you grab the 9 bracelet?
What the fuck, Junpei? The atmosphere changed immediately. The room was gorgeous, and despite the apparent age of the ship, none the worse for wear. None the worse for wear.
Wait, where did they...
He looked around. Seven and Snake were nowhere to be seen. There were 2 doors on the right side of the room. He opened the one on his right and went through.
Through here?
Whoa.
On the other side of the door was a short hallway. He jogged down the hallway, opened the door at the other end, and peeked through. There they were, to his right, busy examining something.
What's up?
He stepped up through the door and walked toward them.
Check this out. We found this thing here on the door.
The red light's on. Does that mean it's locked?
So I would assume.
Is there any other way out?
We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything.
So you're telling me that unless we can open this door?
Yes. We won't be going anywhere.
Junpei stepped away from the door and looked around the room.
This looks like a bedroom.
Then
It is
the other room is probably a living room. Or the closest you can get to one on a ship.
All right, let's find a way to open this door. Come on, guys.
Seek a way out. First class cabin. Okay, you know what time it is? It's break time.
Break time. Bum, 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 bum.
Also, we're gonna save, because we haven't saved in a hot minute. No, we're not gonna return to the title screen, but I'm gonna do this. Alright, BRB.
Sounds? Where? From me, I guess. Probably. I got a Hostess cupcake. And some water. Hell. Waters. Where the fuck's Jack?
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
Yeah.
What about sounds from Landon?
I made a sound.
Oh, okay. Weird. I mentioned it to Landon earlier, but I don't work until noon tomorrow, so we can stream later than normal if we want to.
Yeah, if you're feeling up to it.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, if we If we get to a good, like, stopping point, like, I don't know when, but, you know, the option is there. Okay. How was your guys' respective days? Well, I already know how Landon's day was. It was crappy. Actually, Al already said how his day was. Never mind. We already talked about this. How was your day, VOD audience?
Yeah. How was your day watching the Great Ace Attorney VODs?
Yeah, like you do every day, as you should.
Yeah.
I always ask I
I
always ask the VOD audience, like, how their day was during break time, as if anyone that's watching this wouldn't just skip break time.
break time is the most important part.
when,
Because,
when I'm gone for like 5 minutes.
yeah, fun stuff could happen.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just pull my nose real quick. Okay. Let's get back to it. Alright, so fresh room. Here we are on the flow. Probably gonna have 2 of these to go through. Let's see here. We got a bed and a pillow and something under it. Oh, sheet music. Lennon, can you help with this?
Oh, it took Junpei by surprise.
Oh, no, I just meant reading the sheet music.
Oh.
I'm assuming you know how to read sheet music.
I definitely do.
I definitely don't. I mean, I kinda can, but, like, not very well. Snake, usually so calm and collected, suddenly began to move. He stared about the room almost frantically, clearly looking for something. No, Junpei thought, not staring. After all, he's blind. Blind or not, Snake was clearly attempting to do something. At last, Junpei could no longer contain his curiosity.
What's wrong? You got weird all of a sudden.
Snake waited a moment before answering.
I heard something strange.
Something strange?
Ah, well, never mind. It doesn't seem to be anything suspicious. I don't wish to toot my own horn, but my auditory senses are considerably more advanced than those of most humans. I notice even the slightest of noises.
Right. Are you gonna tell me you can hear a needle drop from a mile away?
I mean, probably.
No, such a thing would be impossible. However, by listening to the sound of footsteps and breathing, as well as sound echoing off the environment, I can locate most objects.
Oh yeah, that's right. When Clover fell on the big staircase a little while ago, you were at her side immediately. So that was...
Yes, I could hear it happening. In fact, I can run quite fast. Certainly as fast as you. And should someone attempt to start a fight with me, I am quite confident that I could defeat them.
Damn, bro. Okay.
Oh, really?
Junpei was somewhat taken aback by this revelation. He stared at Snake, skeptical.
You don't believe me, do you? Care to give it a try?
Want to fight?
I must warn you, you'll no doubt regret it. Well,
do you want to fight him, Landon?
That's enough playing around. Let's
Snake?
resume our search.
I'll fight him.
With a small, self-satisfied smile, Snake turned and walked away from Junpei. That's pretty funny. A bed with a canopy.
In fact, that's probably how Snake dies. I just fight him.
You fight him so hard that he explodes.
Yes.
This makes me miss my own bed and sleep.
Damn, same.
A stool. Take a look at the door. That's usually not a good sign. So it's an auditory password. It's totally a table with a mirror. Yes. That's pretty sexist of you, Snake. Junpei doesn't even say anything. A map?
A map?
It is now possible to use the map screen. Pianer.
Thanks, but we already had the map screen.
Well, yeah. Boop, 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 boo-doo, boop, 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 boo-doo.
You want trader?
Ah. I guess we just can't look over here. Oh, a window.
A window.
To the window!
To the floor.
That's how it goes.
Obviously that's how it goes, because that's what we said.
Ah! Nope. I guess we need more. Oh, there's so many doors. A bath.
Let's go take a bath.
A terrifying giant of a man. What would my parents say?
You look bad all of a sudden.
Yes, thank you. I'll be here all week. What? What do you mean?
What the hell?
7, goddammit. score. Excuse me.
7 just wants to pawn everything off in this room.
I mean, fair. Never mind. Oh no, it's burning.
What the hell?
You aren't real smart, are you? I mean, you're not much
No.
smart yourself. Ah, fire hot.
How'd you know, 7? A dead body.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's anything else for us to look at in here.
Let's take a look.
No, we don't need the guide yet.
Let's take a look.
Alright, fine.
Did you... What about the vase right there?
I'm literally looking at it right now.
What about the vase right there?
Here it is. It's the
Thank
vase.
you. Alright, go do
Looks
something
like a
with
vase. Well, let's get some water. Gross, cloudy water. Vase filled with water. Yeah, can we... Oh, a toilet.
Ew.
Let's go.
It's a little piss hole.
It's a hell of a lot cleaner than the toilets we saw earlier.
Those weird future toilets.
Oh, not that way. Oh. Hello.
G plate. Oh my goodness. So many plates.
Alright.
Aren't you
How do
gonna
we-
go to the fireplace?
I know, I'm trying to, but...
It's too many
doors. Yeah.
Too much.
Thank you.
And then it turns back on.
Score plate.
Maybe try combining that with...
Well, story segment first.
Boo!
As Junpei tucked the plate into his pocket... Uh-oh. Seven cried out and stumbled, his balance lost. He threw out a hand and caught the wall in time to steady himself and avoid the floor, but his face was flushed and he looked startled.
Hey, Seven. What the hell was that? Are you alright?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. I just felt a little...
Whoops, my bad. Seven rubbed a couple of fingers across his brow and then shook his head, as if to clear it.
What the hell is wrong with me? There's memory loss, now I'm getting dizzy for no reason.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Memory loss?
Memory loss. Junpei couldn't hide the surprise in his voice. 7, for his part, seemed unconcerned.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? I told the rest of you before we ran into you on the stairs.
Give me just a few seconds. Fuck my nose, man.
I told him I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up. Didn't realize I hadn't told you.
Thank you for the offer, but no.
Whoa, wait a minute. You're talking about amnesia, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, why are you an amnesiac? What happened to you?
If I knew that, I wouldn't really be one, would I?
Why are you an amnesiac?
Oh,
are you amnesiac?
Why did you lose your memory? Junpei paused for a moment and stared at 7.
Are you telling the truth?
Huh?
Well, you look pretty calm for somebody who doesn't remember anything. If you've really got amnesia, shouldn't you be, like, upset or confused or something?
Well, sure. I mean, I was pretty confused when I woke up down on D-Deck. But that was a while ago. I've had some time to get used to it. After a while, I figured it wasn't worth the trouble.
Yeah, we wasted an hour and a half discussing should we go through door 4 and 5
worry about something
not?
I can't change? Well, people usually don't stay amnesiacs forever. I figure it'll work itself out eventually.
But that's it?
Yeah.
That's it. Alright, that's enough talking for now. Let's get back to work.
7 gave Junpei a look of the younger man wasn't sure how to interpret and turned to walk away.
How are you fine with something like that?
You know. Somehow, though, Junpei didn't find his reassurances very reassuring. Cool. Anyway. Anyway, let's combine. Okay. Sorry, give me another second. You know, the feeling of feeling like you're gonna sneeze, and then it never actually happens, it's the worst. And it's happened to me, like, 5 times tonight.
Dang. Well, let's go to the piano.
Alright. What's wrong?
What? There's
All right.
more? How many more? Oh. More.
There's one more, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we check under the pillow?
Yes. That was the
Okay.
first one we got.
And in the cabinet in the closet of the bedroom, in the cabinet to the closet of the fireplace, in the bathtub after pulling the plug.
Oh, we gotta pull the plug. That makes sense. Pull the plug.
Pull the plug, Jack.
There it is.
There it is, the D plate. The dick plate.
Sweet. Right. Oh boy, okay. Oops. Oops.
So you just play the first note again.
Oh yeah.
And then
Shit.
third note.
Fuck. I'm losing track of which key is which. Fuck. Oh, you gotta start from the very beginning.
Hold on.
Then... Fuck.
So, here, I'll just tell you. Because there's only 4 keys. You're only playing the 3, 4, and 5 keys. Or, sorry, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
And then... Fuck.
3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 5, 4, 3. 4, 3, 5, 6. 6, 5, 4, 3.
Al said this kind of reminds me of that one Mario Party 3 minigame.
It kind of reminds me about playing a piano. Let's go.
No, explain to me what Big Ben is, please.
So, are you familiar with clocks? Or do I need to explain clocks to you, Jack?
Oh god. I think you're gonna need to tell me how numbers work.
Do you understand the concept of time?
Well, we made it through.
Okay. Poof.
You found it.
You found it!
He came out of the door and into a long straight hallway.
Another hallway?
Oh my god, so many hallways.
He paused for a moment and turned around to look behind him.
That should do it.
Wait, was there a safe in there we were supposed to interact with?
Yes.
Can we should go back. Where was it, though?
Endings guide. Safe ending. To see the safe ending, choose door number 5 and go into the first class cabin. Then after the casino... Oh, no.
Oh, okay. So, later.
Safe ending 999.
Hold on, let me look it up.
To see it, you need to examine the safe found in the first class cabin after the door has been unlocked. So
We need to go back.
yeah, once you play the melody on the piano, return to the closet where you found the score, plate C, and tap on the safe twice. Each time, you should see a short conversation between Snake and Seven, one describing the save, one pointing out how strange that it wasn't part of the room's puzzle. Once you've done this, proceed as usual, making sure to go through doors 8 and 6 until you've completed the cargo hold.
Well, we need to go back.
Yay!
Yeah, here we can skip this. Nope, that was just story. Alright, well,
You have to do the whole puzzle.
God damn it.
But you know the whole puzzle now.
We do. And we can skip all the dialogue.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Grab the thing. Just... Blah, blah, blah. Alright. Alright. Get the thing. Piano. Okay.
You need the water before we can drain it.
Yep.
Grab the vase. And then go into the closet.
Alright. Oh, we need to interact with the fire first. Turlet.
And then you need to whip the vase.
Yep. Oh, I didn't have the vase equipped. My bad. What did that say? Yeah, never mind. Get some water.
You should be able to also pull the plug at that point.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, got that. Score plate.
More text.
Not the map.
Buzz. Bathroom.
Score plate. Nope, not that one. This one. Oh, that's the safe.
That's safe.
Cool. Alright. Alright, so we got all the music sheets.
Yep.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 5, 4, 3,
4, 3,
4,
5, 6,
6,
5,
5, 4, 3.
4, 3. Okay. Interact with the safe. Interact with it again.
It's a safe. A safe, huh? Do you think it's important? Yeah, probably not.
I would just interact with it one more time. Alright.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So now that we've done that, we can leave.
Yes.
There we go. Alright, that didn't take too long, at least.
You found
Yeah,
it!
you found it.
Another.
He didn't, give us anything for that. Interesting.
That should do it.
7 was bent over, apparently doing something to the door.
What's he up to?
Junpei had spoke more or less to himself, but apparently 7 had heard anyway. The larger man stood up and turned to Junpei.
I was just putting one of those plates in there. It ought to keep the door from locking again. Now we can come back here anytime we want, right?
7 is the only one that thinks to do this.
Why would you want to come back here?
Snake was a reasonable one. 7 thought about it for a moment before he answered.
I might like to play a little piano.
Piano?
Come on, let's get moving. We aren't out of this yet.
Without waiting for an answer, 7 started off down the hallway.
Well then?
Snake shrugged, sighed, and quietly followed 7.
So we can go investigate the body.
That's a lie, Junpei thought to himself.
I could ever imagine 7 playing the piano. He couldn't use the piano in there anyway. The keyboard's a mess. But why would he want to leave the door unlocked then? I have no clue.
Hey, wait for me!
Junpei frowned, took one last look at the door, and then walked away towards his companions. After some time in the hallway, they emerged into a larger, more open area.
Whoa, a metal grate?
A large metal grate, like the door of a jail, divided it in half.
Why is this thing...
They shook for a while, but as they had expected, it did not move.
Figures.
Are those elevators over there?
No way
I
to
wonder
know
if
they're
those will
working
be
or not
important
from here.
later.
No.
Oh, there's a door just to the left of this grate.
Unfortunately, however, it was locked and refused to open.
Sounds like it's locked.
Yep.
Junpei took a moment to examine the left side of the
Stairs
room.
leading down.
They're blocked by the grate, though.
But this here seems accessible.
So we can open it?
Nah, I think it's locked, too. Look.
In the center of the door was a small keyhole. Next to the keyhole, a small symbol had been carved into the metal.
What's this mark? The female symbol.
Venus. He wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Snake, naturally, was somewhat more sure.
Ah, the Venus symbol, I imagine. Do you recall the similar symbols near the large central stairway?
No.
They reference many of the solar bodies.
Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth.
So, as you can see, that one is likely...
Not the woman symbol, but a Venus symbol.
So I assume.
But it's International Women's Day.
Where's 7?
It is.
So it's the women's symbol.
Yeah. While they had been discussing the symbols, Junpei now realized 7 had slipped away. His absence now felt. Snake and Junpei turned to look
there
for
he
their
is,
missing
down that hallway.
companion. 7 had left them to head down the hallway extending to the right of the stairs.
This way, Snake. Follow me.
Junpei grabbed Snake to lead him to in the right direction, and they both headed off after 7.
Wasn't that yesterday? But that's today for me.
Well, yeah. Before long, the 3 of them stood in front of a door.
I wonder if this door will...
It was a French door.
How about that? It opens.
Would it do French them while they walked in?
Yeah, what did it say? What did they grab the handle and it goes, oui, oui.
Baguette.
Also,
Junpei tested the door and realized that, unlike so many others that they had entered, it was unlocked.
almost as though he was afraid it would suddenly lock itself, Junpei threw the door open. He stepped inside. Oh, hell yeah, time to gamble.
Oh, wow.
It took only a moment for Junpei to take in his new surroundings.
Is this some kind of casino?
Hell yeah.
Sure looks like one.
Gambling. Before Junpei
Let's
could comment
waste
further.
our money.
Before Junpei could comment further, a noise from behind made him turn around. Snake was shaking the door they'd just come through.
Well, this is troubling.
As Seven and Junpei watched, he threw up his hands in frustration and then kicked the door for good measure.
It seems we are once again locked in.
Fuck. There was no reason to panic, however.
Even if that door was open, it's not like we had anywhere to go that way.
True.
So we must find another exit then.
All right, guys,
Yep.
let's split up and search this room. Come on, no dawdling. Let's go. Quickly now.
What, you don't want to play craps? Spurred to
No.
action by Seven's words, Junpei and Snake began to examine the room. Hell yeah. Time to gamble. Seek a way out.
Seek a way out.
Alright. What do we got? Chairs. A card. The 5 of spades.
Wow.
Well, cool.
Neat.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look at all these cards just lying around.
A playing card. 4 of spades. The 7 of spades. Yeah, let's drink Sunny D out of these glasses.
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah, it's a song. Glug.
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 Ah. Damn, he really drank it. We don't even know how long it's been there. What if it
That's
was...
fine.
One more sip. I don't think so. I'm cutting you off, pal. Whimper.
Bark.
Chandelier-like. I like how Seven pointed out the glasses and then just decided to drink straight from the bottle.
I'd do that.
Fair.
Can you interact with the vase?
Oh. 3. The vase?
Like there's a red vase.
I tried and I can't.
Oh. No? Okay.
This place is like super amazing. What's this place for?
Wasting money.
Suddenly, Seven began to speak.
Ah, Baccarat. You ever played Junpei?
Junpei shook his head. He'd barely even heard of the game.
No, never.
All right then. How about I explain the rules to you a bit?
Oh boy.
Please do.
See, Baccarat is kind of an unusual game. You've got the banker and the player. The whole point is that you guess which one's gonna win. And whether the banker or the player wins, it all depends on their hands. The way each hand works is different from other games too. You see, you take the number from the ones place after you add up the value of all your cards.
Okay.
Whoever gets the number closest to 9 wins. If your number is smaller than your opponent's, you lose.
Take the number from the ones place after you add up the value of all your cards. Okay.
And that's it. That's the explanation. Got it? Well, actually, there's a lot more to it. Strategy, details, that sort of stuff. But what I just told you sums up the core of the game pretty well. The single digit of the sum of all the cards you have. The strongest hand is a 9. And the weakest hand is a 0. You just ignore the number in the 10 spot. Do you get it?
Yeah.
He hadn't been asked for it, but Seven's explanation, rushed though it had been, was helpful.
Well, maybe half of it. Enough. I got a chance at winning the game if I played now.
However, we have no way of knowing if the puzzle in the Baccarat table makes use of those rules, and if it does, in what manner.
Then I guess we try everything.
Everything.
Feeling more confident, if only slightly, Junpei approached the Baccarat table.
8.
8. It's the 8 of spades. Let's go look for more cards before we do that. Just in case.
There should be 5 total.
What's over here? It's
The lock.
The Ace of Spades!
Ace of Spades! Neat. Let's take it. Oh, I can't. We need the 9, or we need the 8 card from the Baccarat table.
Yep. Because 1 plus 8 is 9. That's a big fucking 9, though. Alright. Oh boy. 2. Alright. We don't have a 2 card. Oh yeah, we haven't looked over here yet.
Fireplace.
What the fuck? Oh. Well, first of all, there's a card here. 6. A coin bag. Oh, fuck yeah.
Now we can go gamble.
Let's gamble. Oh, wait. What do we need again? We need clubs, diamonds, hearts.
Clubs, diamonds, hearts.
Oh dear. Well,
let's move on to the next one.
Come on, you little bastards. I only need one of you. Alright, there we go. Club, diamond, heart, right?
Club, diamond, heart.
Spin! Club. Oh?
No, club, diamond, heart.
Cool. What if instead of 7s they were 9s? I wouldn't put it past this game.
But the 7s is the casino.
I know.
Thing. Yay, we got a card.
Oh,
And
a key. Oh, fuck yeah. And he's off. As for the card, 2. Alright.
Do we still have the coin bag? No,
Nope.
we're done with it.
Alright. Alright, give me just a few seconds.
1, 2, 3. Alright, that's a few. You have been given.
Listen, Landon, I'm not in the mood to be played smart. Don't get smart with me.
I will never be smart.
Hey, same.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. Oh, I need to stretch. My arm my arm is sore from sitting in the same position the whole time.
That'll do it.
Okay. Let's see here. Give me the table. Over here. Alright, so...
We need a number that the last digit becomes 9.
Yeah. So...
3 cards total.
We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So let's just pick 2 of them, or pick 3 of them. 2 plus 3 is 5.
5.
Plus 4 is 9.
Is 9. Yeah, so do those 3. Do we win?
Well, there's an 8. Place 3 cards here and defeat the opponent's 8. Well. Yeah.
Oh my god.
We know. Alright. 2. Oops. 2. 3. 4. There we go. It's that simple.
The 8 of spades. What? Grabby.
Cool. Well, they're stuck there forever.
Dang. Well, we don't need it. We got the 8 of spades.
Oh, I see.
That's why you need the other ones.
Don't really have a choice.
Yeah, the digital root of the 3 of those is 9.
I had a feeling it would be the digital route. That was really easy. That might be the easiest puzzle room we've done so far.
That was for babies.
You found it! We forgot to say that. Junpei and his companions ran out of the casino and into a large open room. We were here already. Okay, so we're here. And then... I guess we'll just keep, like, letting it play once we get to here. And then pick door 8? Is that it? To get these 3?
Yeah.
Cool. And then we'll skip ahead to here. So, okay.
Yeah, we just need to pick door 6 for the last set.
Yep. A room, in fact, that they had been in once before. There was little surprise to them there. They already knew what their next step had to be.
This way.
This way.
Whoosh. The iron gate still stood in place, locked tight, blocking the stairway, and right in the center of it...
The keyhole with the Venus symbol. The Venus key should work here.
Wasting no time, he pulled it out and shoved it into the keyhole. He turned it. With the distinctive sound of metal on metal, he felt the lock click open.
It sounds like it did. All right, let's get this thing open.
No problem. Let me help with this one.
Junpei grabbed the handle on the left side, and Seven took the handle on the right. On Junpei's signal, they both pushed, and the gate cracked open. Or creaked open.
It sounds as though you have opened it. We should be able to reach C deck now, I imagine.
All right, let's shove Snake down the stairs.
No.
Snake, are you gonna be all right? I mean, the stairs.
Just hold the railing. He'll be fine.
Do not do yourself the embarrassment of underestimating me. I would be unlikely to trip even if I were running backwards.
Damn.
Good to hear. Let's move.
At 7 words, they leapt onto the stairs and jogged quickly down them.
And then Snake actually falls down the stairs.
In no time at all, they found themselves on C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
We should check
That's
the next deck
cockpit, traitor.
down, just in case.
Yup.
When he reached the water, he called back up to Snake and Seven.
Just what I thought. D-deck is completely underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
Excuse me. The surface of the water below them was flat like a mirror.
I'm just glad the water level hasn't changed much.
Back to the C deck then.
Now, how about we check out what's here?
They began searching around and taking stock of what was on C deck.
There are 2 elevators over there, which means it's probably the same upstairs.
There's a card reader between them. And another weird mark.
Hey, check it out. It's the symbol for Lotus.
What?
What?
See? It's got the woman symbol, and then it's got the devil horns, right?
The way he fucking giggles to himself.
Yeah, I see it. No 2 ways about it. That was a pretty good one, kid.
Seven tousled Junpei's hair in what he likely thought to be a friendly manner. Junpei feared his neck might break, even though it was clear Seven had kept his strength in check.
Whoa, would you watch it, man? Whoa, that hurts. You're gonna break my neck.
What are you talking about? The human body ain't that weak. Maybe this'll toughen you up, huh?
If we were looking for a devil, we've got one right here.
Thankfully, Snake interrupted. After Junpei's observation, he'd gone over to examine the card reader.
This is a Mercury symbol. The marks you mistook for horns are a stylized version of the wings and staff of Hermes.
Wings and a staff. Huh. So then, she beats you with the staff until you die and go to heaven. Sounds like Lotus, all right.
Seven shook Junpei's head even more vigorously, and the younger man began to feel as though his brain was being jostled about inside his skull.
7, oh, that's too much. Oh, my head.
My head's spinning.
Junpei's stomach began churning uncomfortably.
Oh, I think I'm gonna puke.
Unless we can activate this device.
Man, when is
I
someone gonna
doubt the
actually
elevator will
puke?
function.
In other words, we got.
Heard so many
Never.
people say, "Oh, I'm gonna puke," but it never happens.
So I would assume.
I think I'm gonna puke.
I want someone to puke.
Let's forget the elevators for right now. How about that hallway to the left?
Whoa, there's a bunch of doors.
Not too many.
There were a great many doors lining both sides of the hallway. They seemed to stretch on forever, and all three men suddenly felt very small.
Ah, shit.
Al,
We're not gonna
I
have
will
time to
not
check
get
all these,
Trader
are
to
we?
puke.
Maybe we can come back here later. We should check out the other side. Let's head back.
To the right of the stairs, another hallway stretched out, reaching deep into the bowels of the ship.
To the right this time.
Bowels. After a few moments of moving briskly down the hallway, they emerged into an area roughly the same size and shape as the one on top of the stairs. On the left side of the room were 4 French doors.
There are
Oui.
doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
What?
Let's open them up, starting with the closest one there.
What?
Okay, I'm on it.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
Huh, it isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Thrilled to have found another unlocked door, he threw it open. And this will be the hospital room, right?
Should be.
Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw. Yep.
What?
He simply stood, unable to speak. Seven's eyes opened wide and his mouth gaped. After a few long moments, Seven at last managed to speak.
Hey, what is this place? It's so huge and empty.
A massive room stretched out in front of them, more a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on Seven and Junpei. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
Is this a hospital? The harsh scent in the air is reminiscent of antiseptic solution.
I think so. There are shelves in the center of the room with medicine and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
3 of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Hey, why is that door between 3 and 7 blank?
Oh.
Does that mean anything?
No point
It's the
worrying
loop
about it
back
right
door.
now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yeah, good idea.
So I wonder when Snake goes missing in this scenario. I mean, I'm sure we're going to find out, but...
I don't think he does.
Oh, really? The 3 of them threaded their way through the beds toward the back of the room. Upon reaching them, they proceeded to investigate each door in turn, but to no avail.
Yep, locked. Just like I thought.
Naturally. After all, there are rules to the nonary game, and to allow these doors to open easily would violate those rules. Unless we can authenticate ourselves with the red, the numbered doors will...
I mean, they still have to find the pieces,
Whoa,
right?
whoa, check this out.
Suddenly, Seven spoke up, interrupting Snake.
Look at the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember the red back at the main staircase? If there wasn't anyone in it, it said vacant on the little screen, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But this one,
There's nothing.
right? You think it's broken?
Only one way to find out.
No, nothing.
Junpei and the others put their hands on the panel, but nothing happened. The red refused to change. They tried pulling the lever, and still nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't only the red on door 8 that seemed to be malfunctioning.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3?
I didn't think all of them would be malfunctioning.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Man, that bastard. I didn't think Zero was the kind of guy who'd screw around with something like this.
Whoa, whoa. Zero's been prepared for everything so far, and you're saying he's gonna make a mistake now?
Yeah.
Well, that's the only thing I can think of. This thing ain't working at all.
While Junpei and Seven talked, Snake busied himself with examining the red. After a time, he lowered his hands and spoke.
It seems as if some of the internal hardware has been removed.
Internal hardware?
That is what I said. Take a look at the underside of this red, if you please.
The bottom?
Junpei obliged and bent over to look at the underside of the device.
Huh, there's a thin slot here. I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
The other 2 reds are the same. Something's been removed from all 3 of them.
I get it. So the reds aren't working because somebody pulled out their guts.
So I assume.
But why? And who? I mean, it really doesn't make sense.
I have no idea. Why on earth would I know something like that?
Because you're Zero.
Just then, they heard the sound of a door opening.
Oh, what now?
The 3 of them turned and saw Akane. Oh, no, Junpei thought. It's
June!
June! She stopped short, surprised to see them, and was very nearly bowled over by the rest of her companions, who were coming through the door behind her.
Ace! Santa! Clover! And Lotus!
Guess everyone's here.
Junpei and Seven were, for the moment, at a loss for words.
What are you guys doing?
Why are you...
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through and how they'd ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each one of them was wearing some manner of smile. Almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the 9th man.
Who?
No, thought Junpei. Perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no, the 9th man had died. But they were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. He felt sorry for the 9th man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
And that's what we know.
With that, Junpei finished his own explanation.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
What about that big hallway? Maybe there's somewhere in there we might be able to go.
No, there's nothing there. The 5 of us had a quick look. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
You mean all those doors are for hospital rooms?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
It had one of those solar system mark things on it.
It was the Jupiter symbol.
Jupiter.
I wonder what it means.
Confusion seemed to be the consensus.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
No one, not even Snake, appeared ready to offer an answer until Seven unexpectedly spoke up.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic?
Junpei looked at Seven, shocked both by his knowledge and the apparent identity of their prison. He was not the only one.
What is this Gigantic?
Seven nodded to Lotus and began to
The
speak.
Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century.
We can skip this, right?
Actually, the Titanic had 2
No,
sister ships.
it's very
They looked
important.
exactly the same.
Make
The
alright.
Gigantic was said to be one of them.
Right,
They
Al?
intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched. The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the
Also,
Gigantic
sure.
was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gordain bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking. That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself. Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured...
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
Shut up,
No,
Lotus.
I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean...
Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Then, almost as if to save Seven from further embarrassment, a bell began to ring from far away.
A bell?
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Junpei counted each chime carefully.
10, 11, 12. Huh, 12.
12.
It's midnight. Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room,
They had been examining the room as they talked.
but we haven't found anything.
Right.
That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Uh-huh.
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
Well, you already checked some of them out before you came here, right?
We each checked a single room, so 5 rooms in total.
All right then. That's 5 rooms we don't have to search. We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
So yeah, no, I think Snake is still gonna go missing.
There are 48 other rooms?
Lotus did not seem excited by this prospect. Seven fidgeted nervously before responding.
Maybe?
After some discussion, the 8 of them decided which rooms to begin with and in what order they would go. Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft.
All right, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Yeah.
Yes.
They also determined when they would report to their findings, the next time the clock sounded the time. When it did, they would meet back in the large central room full of the beds.
We'll all meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah, sounds straightforward enough.
If, during their stretch, any one of them were to locate the missing components, they were to yell at the others.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
If the strategy failed, they'd return to discuss their options later.
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Right.
Then let's do this.
The details decided, they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they'd been assigned. However...
Snake. Bye-bye.
Bye, Snake. Alright, give me a few seconds.
From far, Junpei heard the bell ring. It was for him that the bell tolled. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
So I think what we're about to see is like, we've seen this already.
He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there.
Ace, Santa,
Ace,
Clover,
Santa,
June, Seven, and
Clover,
Lotus.
June, 7, and Lotus.
They had all gathered in front of the door number 8. Or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to the door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately, he knew what she had meant.
Vacant? Come on, guys. Who was it?
Yeah, no, we've seen all this. Do you want to just, like, skip to here?
Sure.
I mean, we're just, like, retreading dialogue at this point, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just... Al says he's okay with it. Because, I mean, it's literally the same thing.
Back the door choice.
Door choice. Alright, door 8.
I think I'm gonna go with door 8.
Okay, 8 it is.
Yeah.
Alright then. That means June's gotta go through 7.
What? Why?
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain.
If the 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind, there are only 3 ways we can do it.
Plan A.
Have 3, 5, and 8 go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8.
Plan B.
4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
Or Plan C.
Or 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. There are no other combinations. In other words, 3
So
and
we're with
4,
Clover and
7
Lotus?
8 can never go through the same doors.
Get
it now?
So.
As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up at the corner of her eyes.
Oh no. You're saying we aren't going to see each other again for a long time.
No, very short time.
Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. I was just taking a look. Got the key, though. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again.
Hey, come on. Go watch the Great Ace Attorney VODs.
Gotta split up.
Hey, come on.
Only for a while.
What are you doing?
This
Go
is
watch
just
Great
like
Ace
when we
Attorney
went into the
VODs.
4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
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 She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod.
Yes. Promise?
Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment.
You guys are done, right?
Shut up. He stretched and continued.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8. Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
All right, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked toward door 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Then, Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall we go?
All right.
Let's blast through with sonic speed.
It's open.
A narrow hallway stretched out before them.
Okay.
Hurry!
Sorry, I'm taking a drink. Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in their bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, toward door 7. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him. Their eyes met.
June.
God, just fuck already.
Come on.
They nodded. Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds.
What the hell are you doing?
Ah. Then someone took a hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead.
Ugh.
Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could.
It stopped.
With a
I
shaking,
really don't want to get used to this.
with a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm, aloof perhaps.
Pointless.
She muttered to herself, without emotion, and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity.
What an unpleasant girl.
Bro, her brother is
I
missing.
bet she's not very popular with the boys.
Shut up.
Damn.
Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake. Too late now. I better catch up to them.
After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed.
Oh, it's a dead end.
The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead end.
There's a door on the left, though.
For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it.
A laboratory? Huh.
Oh, that doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place.
Me either. But there aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices.
Junpei,
Yeah?
Huh?
please. You first.
Okay. Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect.
Fine.
Junpei muttered to himself and pushed open the iron door. His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room, it became clear that there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. Excuse me. The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into the wall made it possible to see the other side of the division.
You know, I think the window looks into another room.
Give me just a few seconds.
Maybe it's for monitoring something.
Fuck this cold. Junpei walked into the window and looked through.
What the hell?
He wasn't sure what else to say. In the center of the room, shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table.
Looks so creepy.
Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next to him.
It's kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery.
Probably.
This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on.
Ooh.
It's creepy either way. You don't think that thing's gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong button, I don't know.
Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying.
She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hands white.
Wait, where's Clover?
She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad.
What is she?
There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her and, as kindly as he could, spoke.
Are you okay?
Clover looked away.
What are you talking about?
What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Clover bit her lip and was silent for a
Junpei,
moment.
you just don't get it!
Jesus. Didn't give me enough time to read the text. Her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled backward a few steps, alarmed.
My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind! Something happened to him! Something bad.
Yeah.
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus, jolted from her mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice, turned toward them.
What happened?
Clover's eyes slid to Lotus and then back to Junpei.
Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk quickly away.
Hey, wait, Clover! Hold on! That way is...
I told you to leave me alone!
He might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway.
Clover, watch out above you!
Ah, fuck. And without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portcullis?
Portcullis.
Portcullis.
Portcullis,
what the heck? What's going on here?
Sealing Clover in. Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could.
Hang on. I'll get it open.
Oh, for crying out. You'll never do it on your own.
Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but...
Damn it! It's not moving.
Wait! Are you gonna give up? Just like that?
No, I'm not giving up. This has got to be another one of Zero's puzzles.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Junpei nodded.
Just what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Oh.
Find a way out.
Seek a way out.
No, you gotta find it.
Oh. Laboratory. Alright. I guess since this is our usual stopping time, I will ask how, like, when were you planning on going to bed? Landon, and also Al.
No.
Alright, Al.
I don't need to go to sleep until, like, an hour from now.
Al says he could go for a bit more. Okay, do you want to, like, finish this section here and then call it?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right, cool. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
You got stuff.
Control for an electronic door lock. If we can get that light to turn green, maybe we can get Clover back. All right. I have no idea.
I don't know.
No dice. Oh boy. The clock may stop, but time goes on.
Damn. I really felt that.
I'll take that. A 3-pronged power cable.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Sorry, give me a few seconds. Oh, there's so much shit to look at. Ugh. Okay. God damn it, my nose keeps wanting to sneeze, but it doesn't. It sucks. Let's see. Oh, Christ. Oh, fuck yeah, let's play RuneScape. The keyboard. All right.
You got this, Jack.
Ooh. Ethanol.
Ooh, drink that.
Delicious.
It's a good drink. Neat.
Well.
Now what?
I don't get it.
I don't either.
What's up? What's up, Clover? We're working on it.
Tap it again. No, go tap the bars again. Damn it, Clover. Alright, well.
Let's pour the ethanol on the computer.
Okay. There's a window, right? To look into the area Clover's in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
Erasing from a permanent marker, huh? No, take...
Just go to the bars now.
Right, right. Clover, take this. Take a swig of this.
Yeah, take a drink. You need to calm your fucking nerves. Crazy little kid.
What? Oh, cool. Click on the table again. Okay.
Roger, roger.
Roger, roger.
Watch those wrist rockets. Hell yeah. Something new for the file screen.
Clover's note.
Clover's note.
The note Clover copied from the stand of the library. It has 4 numbers with 9 separate cells.
What is this, Sudoku?
Yeah, actually. It looks like it. So that'd be what? 3 and 2 is 5. Oh, wait, no, that... Nope, that can't be it. Well. Can we do anything with... these? No, well, never mind. Okay, what can... Let's see.
Try the I think the computer monitor.
Come on, Clover, you're an e-girl. You should know what prongs are. But The plug? A converter. Still useless? Not useless. Not useless at all. Right. Sweet. Combine. Two-pronged power cable.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Under the desk I go. It looks like she's on the computer screen.
Lotus, how can you be in the computer and here in the real world as well?
Junpei pushed the button on the front of the front of the monitor.
Oh, that worked.
No,
Fuck
that
yeah.
worked.
Now we can play RuneScape.
Hell yeah.
Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the screen.
What?
He had hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this.
Huh? It's running on its own?
It certainly looks like it.
Isn't that kinda weird?
No.
Not really.
Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So, why is it working?
Maybe it's a wireless display.
Clearly, this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus.
A wireless display?
What does wireless mean?
Yes,
Can you explain
it connects
wireless
to
to
your
me?
computer wirelessly, hence the name. Have you been living in a cave,
Hence
Junpei?
the name. He most certainly had not,
Is that
but...
normal?
Yes, at least where I worked.
Oh.
Oh, it stopped.
Pass with a colon.
Password.
Looks like we need to enter a password.
Again, there must be a hint around here somewhere.
Could you go take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do?
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
On your own?
Yep, on my own.
She's a computer
Lotus?
hacker.
She is Hacker Man.
Hacker Man. Boom. Ba-da-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da.
All right. Let's kick some ass.
Love Junpei's face. Oh, man. Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Then before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at an incredible speed, the click-clack of the keys running together like machine gun fire.
Wait, what?
Junpei was, for once, at a loss for words.
Didn't expect that, did you?
Of course I didn't! You're typing so fast, I can't even see your fingers. What kind of job do you have? What are you?
I'm unemployed.
Professional hacker.
I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit.
Why?
Lotus blinked.
Huh?
Because I wanted to.
It was just something.
She stopped typing for a moment, and her face fell.
I see.
This was not an avenue of questioning fuck. This was not an avenue of questioning to be pursued, Junpei realized and quickly shut his mouth. Lotus's fingers began to move again, and in a few seconds she was back up to speed. As she typed, more letters and symbols that meant nothing to Junpei began to pour across the screen.
Oh, what are you doing now?
I'm going to try and brute force it.
Brute what?
A brute force attack is... Well, the short version is that I just attacked the thing head-on. The long version?
Without looking up or slowing down, she began to explain.
A brute force attack is one of the simplest ways to break a cipher. It checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time. I'm writing a program that would run an attack like that on its own. It's not the most elegant solution, certainly. But given the circumstances, there isn't much else I can do.
Even as she talked, her fingers never slowed or missed a key. Junpei couldn't help but feel a little awed.
Oh, but back to what we were talking about earlier.
What were we talking about?
The wireless display? It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it? How do I put it? Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you, all right? So you enter 1 + 1.
Yeah.
The screen will show you 2.
Yeah.
See? Isn't that strange?
No. Not really.
Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it was strange. You said so just a minute ago. You're just not getting it, are you?
What exactly... Junpei's a college student. What is his major?
Who calculated 1 + 1?
Stupidity.
The main computer, right? You said it connected to the monitor wirelessly.
Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right? They probably
Damn.
think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining this monitor. They might poke the screen or something. Ah, I see the color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the inside. Oh, I see. So this wire supplies the power. Eventually, they might even cut the wires. Ah, yes. Just as I expected. When this wire is cut, no results appear. Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculations.
Oh.
But the truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that, because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly.
Lotus continued to type. Junpei scratched his head.
So, what are you trying to say?
Nothing, really. It's just, I thought maybe. What if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that?
Huh?
Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain.
Landon's doing his own typing.
A scientist examining the signals
I'm
they send
uploading
out might
Owlboy.
say, interesting.
Because Landon's
So
gonna
stimulating
go
this
to
part of
sleep
the brain
as soon as
causes
this
the
is
person to
done.
see
Fair.
colors. That must mean this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to cease. Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. See? Doesn't it sound the same? Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else, in a main body. We just don't know it. We never even think about it.
Damn.
Just like those cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications. We can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains, where we experience that information as thoughts.
Or, and hear me out, our brains could be doing the calculations.
Could be. Junpei didn't say anything. Not so much because he had no retort, nor her argument just seemed silly, and he was a little surprised to be hearing something like that from someone like her.
The brain is just an output device. Human thought actually occurs somewhere else.
That's stupid.
That's just crazy talk.
Did Lotus really think that, he wondered? It was a little creepy, Junpei thought. It sounded altogether too much like a bizarre cultish religion.
Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia.
Oblivious to Junpei's increasing discomfort, Lotus continued.
If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, Maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all.
Memory is stored
He's
in
just
the
having a
balls.
difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged.
Huh.
I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight, too. Perhaps they actually can speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly. I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing.
Prosawawada?
Wait a minute. What?
He knew what aphasia was from watching medical dramas on TV, and blindsight was easy enough to guess, but he'd never heard the word prosopagnosia before.
What? You've never heard of prosopagnosia?
Lotus spun around in her chair to look at him. Junpei just shrugged and shook his head.
No. What is it?
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces.
Oh, yeah.
In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means
Cough,
that people
cough,
with prosopagnosia
Ace Attorney,
have trouble recognizing
Justice for
even
All.
people
Or not,
they're close
yeah,
to.
just, no, Spirit of Justice.
Usually they can make do by associating people with other things. Their voices, their clothes, their hair.
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
No, I don't think so. Well, you've seen monkeys, like in a zoo, right? To you and me, all the monkey faces look the same. Even though they've obviously got faces. It's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them. The zoo staff that works with them would learn to identify different monkeys eventually. But you or I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart. Well, that's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia. Huh. I didn't even know that kind of thing existed.
It's a thing.
Why are we talking about it?
Junpei did his best to act as though the entire lecture hadn't gone entirely over his head.
And,
God damn it.
What were we talking about?
The wireless monitor.
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a monitor.
Are you serious about that stuff?
Not really. I was just kidding for about half of it.
What about the other half?
Well, I guess I was just adulting.
Not funny.
Lotus's smile had something rather masochistic to it.
It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously. It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time. But, looks like I don't need to talk anymore.
Why?
I don't have to kill time any longer.
Is she done? As she spoke, Lotus raised her arms up high, or right arm high, god damn it, and brought it down on the enter key.
Oh, then you finished that brute whatever thing?
Brute, god damn it, Junpei.
Brute
I certainly
force.
did. And let's see what we got.
Chunks of text flickered on and off in quick succession, and then a line of numbers appeared, blinked, and disappeared. The screen cleared, and all that was left was the word accepted.
Piece of cake.
Lotus would clearly have patted herself on the back if it was not made her look entirely ridiculous. After a few seconds, the accepted disappeared to be replaced with... Ah, there we go.
The screen changed again. What the hell is that?
No idea. Looks like a puzzle.
Suddenly, Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
No, I can't do anymore. It won't let me do any more programming. See? The keyboard. Nothing. So, there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
What?
Have fun.
Let me take a break, alright?
Yeah, she just
did
did
my
like a
part.
shit ton of work.
Well...
Come on, Junpei. He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. I shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself.
I guess you're right. Thanks, Lotus.
No problem. Make sure you know when you should thank people.
Now, I better
It
take
turns
care of
out
this
if you
myself.
flip the
No more
keyboard
relying on
over,
anyone
the
else.
password's right there.
Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen. Alright, so, oh boy. Alright, so... All panels green unlock. No more than 4 attempts will automatically reset after failure. Oh boy. Yeah, we got the thing.
Yeah, the note.
So...
It was...
So, 3 top left, 2 top right, 4 middle, 1 bottom right.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. One, 2, 3, 4. Ah, the safes are open.
Yay.
Fuck yeah.
It would have been really funny if there was nothing in there.
Calm.
Calm.
Oh my god, another one. It was just at that moment that he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute?
Oh boy. He put the
God.
puzzle aside for a moment and walked over to Clover.
What's up?
I wanted to ask you something.
Hmm?
Junpei, you went into door 5 with my brother, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear him say, like, anything weird?
Yeah.
Huh?
Why is she asking me this? Junpei wondered. The more he thought about it, however, the more it made sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Clover was quite attached to her brother. Of course she would have been worried about him.
Well, let me think.
He thought back to when he'd gone through door 5, hoping he might remember something, even a small something, that would help her. However...
Sorry, Clover. I can't really think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person, or something like that, but...
I mean, that seems normal.
That's about it.
Okay.
Clover's words were barely audible. She nodded vaguely to Junpei and turned to walk away.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hmm?
Look, I don't know if I should ask you things, but if you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if, is Snake, I mean, was he born...
You're talking about his eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't born blind. When he was a kid, he got in an accident. A really bad car accident. He couldn't see after that. And his arm.
His arm?
Oh, this is where we learn about his arm.
Yeah. My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. It's...
What is it then?
It's not a real arm. The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
Oh.
That's fucked up.
Is that all you wanted to ask me?
Can you read for a second while I blow my nose?
Talking about her brother had clearly taken a great deal out of Clover. Junpei nodded.
Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff.
It's not that.
Clover only shook her head and walked off down the stairs.
Okay, I'm good, thank you. Oh boy, okay. So, put this key in here.
Put it in!
Green.
Super green.
Power restored to experimental device.
Okay. Back out, I guess.
All
I
right.
think we go back to the large window.
I think we'll probably call it after this. This room is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. So I think we'll probably just call it after this one is done.
Okay.
Because who knows how long the story segment will be after this.
Yeah, well, we have a whole stream to finish up the game.
That's the thing, though. I'm not even sure if we'll do it in the next stream. I mean, I guess we'll see, but...
I mean, we don't have to do a full playthrough for the last ending.
I know, but... I don't know. I don't remember how long the ending is, cutscene-wise.
Okay. Alright, we'll see.
Alright. Oh man, now she looks sad.
Tap the machine on the wall in the up left-hand corner until the mannequin catches fire.
Oh boy. Max voltage. Hey. Aw, shit.
Here we go. That's amazing.
That's hilarious.
That's...
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Just imagine that mannequin is Cloud.
Why?
Because he made me play Ocarina of Time. Also because it was his 30th birthday.
Oh yeah, true. Well now what? Oh, the door's open. Alright, Clover. Wait, did I read that right?
What?
Never mind. Cough, cough. I was... Alright, let's go. You found it. Oh.
Hi.
Hi. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them. Alright.
That's nice.
That's nice. We're done for the night, though. We got no endings this time.
But we finished a puzzle room.
We did.
And we're making big headway.
Look at all this. Look at all this we've done.
Yeah. We just need to sit through this novel section and then...
And then, do some unlocking here and here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, need to go back and do some unlocking here, all the white keys, too.
Well, all the white keys are just all those story segments that we just have to select the
Yeah,
correct
just gotta select the
dialogue.
right one. So, you know.
So it's not that big of a deal.
Yep. We're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we made some fucking progress in this one. Look at how, like, almost completed our flow is. We're so close.
Almost there.
All right. So, next week on 999, we're gonna do this story segment, do some unlocking, get another ending. Possibly two. Who knows?
Well,
All right.
next week we'll for sure beat the game.
Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, both of us are busy for the rest of the week, so we can't do any more, no more streams for the rest of the week. Although we did already do 2 this week, so yeah.
Yeah, no more 999 streams at least.
Yeah, that's right. You have a Muramasa stream on Thursday.
Yeah.
Which I will not be able to join for.
Boo,
sadly.
Get out of here.
I'm sorry.
Go on, get.
Okay. Alright. Thanks for joining, Al. Thank you for watching, VOD audience, as always.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting up with my sick.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna take a NyQuil and pass the fuck out.
Do it.
Alright. Kappa Wealth. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.